and welcome to Season 42 of All Access with the Profs. You might be wondering, where's Jake Clark? But over winter break, he was frozen over by a snowstorm. We had like kind of a Captain America situation. But now, across the desk from me is Gerasimos Gervasilou. Gerasimos, welcome to the desk.
Leo, thank you very much for the warm welcome, but I have to say, I sure hope we don't have to wait 70 years to see Jake Clark again, but nevertheless, there's nothing that brings me more joy than seeing our Rowan Profs perform at the highest level.
Coming up, we have updates on winter sports, the brand new Athlete of the Week segment featuring Luke Brown, and the return of Tate Talk with Mason Kinahan, all up next.
Starting things off, let's take a look at the Rowan men's basketball team. Prior to this week, the Profs were cruising with a 5-game winning streak. With Rowan in the midst of their strongest stretch of the season, here's Sarah Shockey with the latest.
Thanks, guys. Men's basketball dropped 2 straight games this past week against one of the NJAC's best and worst competitors. On Wednesday, Rowan's 5-game winning streak came to an end with an 80-77 loss to second-place TCNJ in Ewing. The Lions officially swept the regular season series with the win. Taz Canty led the Profs with 24 points, while CJ Hayes added 18 off the bench. Then on Saturday, the Profs were upset by Rutgers Newark 88-85 on the road. It was just the Scarlet Raiders' second conference win and 5th overall this season. Rowan now sits 5th in the NJAC standings with 1 game remaining. They'll look to stay within the top 6 to secure their 9th straight conference tournament berth. Reporting from SB Gymnasium in Glassboro, I'm Sarah Shockey with All Access with the Profs, sending it back to Leo and Gerasimos in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. As for the women, they have been red hot since winter break. The Profs have won 6 out of their last 7. The last time the women's team was at home, they shut down Ramapo in a 56-42 victory over the Roadrunners. To see if the Profs have stayed hot, Brett Gardner has the latest.
Thanks, guys. Last week, the women's basketball team went on the road to take on TCNJ in Rutgers Newark. The Profs narrowly lost to the Lions 69-62 on Wednesday. It was back and forth throughout the entire game, with Haley Selmer leading Rowan with career-high 22 points, including 9 in the third quarter. Other key players in this game include Charlotte Carlisle with 10 points, Christina Sikaris with 9 points. Rowan took the lead in the fourth quarter, but then TCNJ went on an 8-0 run, and the Profs weren't able to recover. Then against Rutgers Newark on Saturday, Rowan dominated throughout the entirety of the game. The offense was on fire, with 4 players scoring double-digit points, led by Emily Poulis with 17 en route to a 78-54 win in the last road game of the season. With the playoffs just around the corner, the Profs sit in the 5th seed heading into the final week of the regular season. I'm Brett Gardner reporting from SB Gymnasium for All Access with the Profs, saying it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Brett. Stay tuned for Misho's Magic Minute, where he will break down Rowan's shooting success. The nationally ranked men's indoor track and field team and promising women's squad are both coming off fast-track invitational appearances at the Ocean Breeze Complex in Staten Island, New York. After a flurry of meets this past weekend, Aiden Ray has your update on how the Profs performed.
Thanks, Leo and Gerasimos. The Rowan men's and women's indoor track and field teams both competed in multiple events this weekend. Both teams were at the Widener Indoor Classic and Valentine Invitational, while the men's were also at Youngstown State and Tufts. Starting off with the men's team, who had some school records go down. Fresh off a new program best in the high jump set last week, David Brown broke his own mark and hit a new all-time number 4 Division III mark with 2.19 meters at Widener to finish first. The distance medley relay of Blake Slavinsky, Matthew Niebalski, Teddy Wilson, and Seth Clevenger clocked in at 9:53.19 at Tufts for a new school mark and the new number 1 Division III time this season. That plus more secured a great weekend for the men's team. Moving over to the women's team, who competed at Widener and Boston as well. Nyla Jones took care of business in 2 events at Widener, bumping up her times in the 200 meters and in the 60-meter hurdles with new PRs. Up in Boston, both Gisena Aponte and Emily Zani competed in the mile, while Gabriela Pagano ran in the 5,000 meters with a time of 16:45.30, which is a PR. Some great results for the women's team.
Good work.
Up next for both track and field teams, they will compete in the NJAC Championships at the Ott Center in Philadelphia next weekend. This is Aiden Ray, your Rowan track and field reporter here on All Access with the Profs, and we will send it right back to Gerasimos Gervasilou and Leo West in the studio.
Thanks, Aiden. Both Profs swimming teams lost to Gettysburg College the last time that they were out. To see if Rowan was able to rebound heading into NJACs, Shane Alexa has more.
Thanks, guys. Both Rowan women's and men's swim teams were in action in Hampton, Virginia this weekend at the NJAC Championships. The men's placed in 4th and the women placed in 3rd. Starting with the men's, they scored 913 points. Braden Sheehan won his first gold medal of the meet when he took the men's 200-yard backstroke prize home. He did it all in 1 minute 47 seconds and took home his 4th medal in total. He also picked up a new school record in the 200 IM finals with a time of 1:49, while Gavin Dance earned his 3rd career medal in the tournament, while Patrick Clemente finished in 7th place. On Saturday, TJ Modersky placed in 8th in the breaststroke category. The women's team scored 971.5 points while setting records in the process. Riley Cornell broke the 200 breaststroke record with a time of 2:21. Her teammate, Ella Pennington, continued her hot streak and won her 4th consecutive win in the 200 backstroke. She came away with her 2nd gold medal on the 100 fly. Caitlin Krauthamel finished in 3rd in the 1650-yarder and came away with the 400 IM title. Reporting from SB Gymnasium, I'm Shane Alexa on All Access with the Profs. Sending it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Shane. A new season of All Access means the introduction of a brand new segment, one recognizing a Rowan prof that goes above and beyond. As Shane mentioned, this swimmer took the 400-yard individual medley at this year's NJAC Championships. Luke Brown is at the pool to reveal our first Athlete of the Week.
We're with our first ever Athlete of the Week on RTN's All Access. I'm Luke Brown with Caitlin Krauthamel after an NJAC swimming performance in Hampton, Virginia. Caitlin, the 400-yard individual medley, you secured a NCAA B cut with that performance. Overall thoughts from the weekend for yourself individually and the team?
I think it was awesome. I was really happy with that race. It was something I had been thinking about ever since midseason. I didn't really do as well as I wanted to, so I really just focused on getting back to where I was, and it was awesome to be able to get the win in that event again, just like freshman year, kind of take it back. It was really awesome.
You made a difficult decision to swim 3 years instead of 4 and graduate early. Can you talk about making the most of this final season and what it's been like?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely been a little bit challenging just trying to compartmentalize things. Like all of a sudden your time frame is shrunk by 12 months. So it's been a little difficult, but overall I'm really happy with how I ended my career personally. I was really able to just kind of put it all aside and give every race everything I had, especially that last relay with those 3 girls was so special. So it was awesome.
You're obviously kind of in a limbo position now where you are hoping to go to Indianapolis for nationals but are not sure. So what is this process like and hoping that you get a chance to swim again?
It's honestly really weird. I'm sitting in class and I'm like, am I a swimmer or no? And I'm looking at Swim Cloud all the time. But, you know, I love swimming and I kind of always said like, I'm never really going to consider myself a swimmer because I think I'm always going to be in the pool. So it's just a couple more days of swimming. Never hurt anybody.
Along with Ella Pennington, who's also hoping to go to national. She's been there before. And learning from her and being a teammate with her and being in the same graduating class now as her, what has that been like?
It's been awesome. We were roommates at my freshman year mid-season and at NJACs a couple of times, so we've become really close throughout the years, and it's been awesome training with her. She pushes me along every single day in practice, and it's been great having her as a teammate. I'm really excited to see what she does at NCAA. She's going to kill it.
There's a little extra luck this weekend with an egg. Can you describe the egg story of swimming?
Oh, of course. So we have this golden egg at Rowan Swim, and it is awesome. It comes with us everywhere. Fun fact, I was in the warm-down pool after the 400 IM, and Brad came in freaking out. I'm sorry, Coach Brad, if you see this. I didn't mean to give you a heart attack. And he said they were calling my name to get up on the podium. So I jumped out of the pool, grabbed my warm-up jacket, and I was running, and all of a sudden my teammate Patrick yelled to me that I forgot the egg. So I had to go back and get it. So obviously this golden egg is really important. We got it last year to kind of boost morale, and it's come with us ever since. We love it.
Well, Rowan Women's Swimming hopes to take the egg to Indianapolis next month. Caitlin, thanks so much and congratulations.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. how to secure your chains.
There's no sparks.
But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hello everyone, I am Owen Caldwell, the calendar segment host here on All Access with the Profs this spring. I'm excited to discuss upcoming events and matchups in the world of Rowan athletics each week, and there is a lot to discuss regarding this upcoming week, so let's get into it. The first events this week are this upcoming Wednesday. Rowan women's lacrosse begins their 2026 schedule with a 4 p.m. scrimmage against Widener at the Rowan Soccer and Lacrosse Complex. Two more matchups this Wednesday, the final games of the regular season for Rowan basketball as the Profs host Stockton at SB Gym. The women's and men's games will get underway at 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. Both teams are positioned to participate in the NJAC playoffs. More on that in a little bit. With no events scheduled for Thursday, we move to Friday, where women's lacrosse will have another scrimmage, this time traveling to Haverford, Pennsylvania, to take on the Fords at 4 p.m. Now, we head to the weekend. Saturday is slated to be an action-packed day for Rowan athletics. This is the day that the NJAC tournament will begin for women's and men's basketball. Quarterfinal matchups will be announced after Wednesday's games are completed. And also on Saturday, softball is scheduled to open up their 2026 season with a doubleheader against SUNY Oneonta at 12 and 2 p.m. in Glassboro. Now on to men's and women's indoor track and field. Both teams will take part in the NJAC Championships this upcoming weekend at the Ott Center in Philadelphia, as Aiden Ray mentioned earlier. This will start on Saturday at 4:30 p.m., and then it will carry over into Sunday, with both teams scheduled to resume action at 2:30 p.m. That rounds out the upcoming events on the calendar for this week. But before I go, here is my game of the week, or in this case, my event of the week. It is men's indoor track and field at the NJAC Championships. The Profs are currently ranked number 2 in the nation, and they've been well represented in the NJAC Weekly Awards, including 4 Track Athlete of the Week mentions, 5 Field Athlete of the Week mentions, and then 6 mentions for Rookie of the Week. Also, how about this? This weekend, the Profs are looking for their 11th consecutive NJAC championship. That's all I have on the calendar for this week. Once again, I'm Owen Caldwell. For more on track's big weekend, let's send it to Sam Prince and Greg Mazzo for Primetime Preview.
Thank you, Owen. Welcome to a brand new segment on All Access with the Profs, Primetime Preview. And I'm Sam Prince, and I'm alongside Greg Mazzo. Now, Greg, let's take a look at the Rowan men's track and field NJAC Championship this Saturday. The number 2 ranked Rowan team is on their quest to win their 11th straight NJAC Championship. Mazzo, what athletes on the team impressed you the most?
Well, it has to be Seth Clevenger and David Brown. Clevenger, he's one of the top 4 athletes in Division III history to run a sub-4-minute mile with 3 minutes and 59 seconds. He finished 13th in the 5,000 meter to set a school record and Division III record with 13 minutes and 32 seconds. And then when we look at Brown, the rookie, he's a 2-time NJAC Rookie of the Week, and he's also won a Track Field Athlete of the Week as well. He broke his own mark in Division III all-time with 2.19 meters to finish first in the high jump this past Saturday. And then he's 3rd all-time in Division III history with a 7.2.5 clearance as well.
Well, Mazzo, in the NJAC, there's another high jump athlete they're going to want to watch out for is Jalen Dion, the freshman from Rutgers Camden, who had a 2-meter jump this past Saturday and the Widener indoor track and field meet on Valentine's Day. So, well, if you're interested in some more NJAC love for this weekend, then tune in to Around the NJAC. That's coming up in just a moment. Well, thank you guys for watching. Now, for more news around the NJAC, here you go. Keegan Thompson has you covered.
Good evening and welcome to Around the NJAC, where we take a trip around the conference to find out what's happening beyond Glassboro and how it affects the mighty brown and gold. I'm Keegan Thompson, your host for this season of All Access. Let's have a look at NJAC basketball, starting with men's hoops. Well, we're just one game away from playoffs, and here is what the standings look like. Montclair State has clinched the top spot a little over a week ago with an unbeaten regular season record in the NJAC. Unless TCNJ, already guaranteed second seed, can beat them tomorrow night, the Profs, meanwhile, are at a cool 5th place with a 9-8 record. After a tough start to the season, the boys have rallied to clinch a playoff spot. They take on Stockton here in Glassboro tomorrow night, but they can't move up any higher even if NJCU loses due to the Gothic Knights' better non-conference record. They, in fact, can jump Stockton into 3rd seed with a Profs victory and a win of their own over Rutgers Camden. The Profs can fall down to 6th place, however, if Stockton gets the better of them and if Kane beats last place Rutgers Newark. This would mean Rowan takes on the 3rd seed instead of the 4th seed when Saturday playoffs start. That will do it for the men. That'll do it for the men. Let's have a look at what's going on in the world of women's hoops, which things are actually much less set in stone on this end of NJAC basketball. The top 6 is confirmed, just not necessarily in this order. Rowan currently sits at 5th place behind Montclair State and Stockton, but they could reach as high as 3rd with a home win over Stockton tomorrow night and a Montclair loss to TCNJ. Also, 2nd seed in women's hoops, TCNJ. Rowan cannot fall below 5th, so they have everything to gain and nothing to lose tomorrow night, with a chance at a home playoff berth. If 3rd seed Rowan would host Rutgers Camden. If 4th, they would host Stockton again. If the Profs remain 5th, they will take a trip to Montclair to face the Redhawks. Now that we've seen both basketball teams, let's look at Rowan swim. On the women's side of things, they took part in the NJAC championships and came away with 3rd place and many individual medals. Riley Cornell set the school record in the 200 breaststroke at 2 minutes, 22 seconds, .74, winning 2nd place medal in the process. Ella Pennington recorded her 4th straight win in the backstroke, earning the gold. Caitlin Krauthamel finished with a 3rd place medal in the 1650 yard, and the 400 free relay team of Pennington, Krauthamel, Alexa Harris, and Barbara Mora finished 3rd place overall. Congratulations to those women swimmers for Rowan, some of whom may be invited for nationals. That selection will be taking place near the end of February. Men's swimming also had their championships in the NJAC, and they finished in 4th. Here are some of the highlights there. Brendan Sheehan won his 4th medal and his first gold of the meet with a win in the 200 backstroke at 1 minute and 47 seconds, .56, adding his 3rd individual NCAA B cut, which means he has a shot at nationals given a voting process. Gavin Dans clocked in a personal best at the 1650 free and earned an NCAA B cut as well. His time was 15:46:01, earning a 3rd place medal. Congratulations to both swim teams on a great performance in the NJAC championships. Nationals up next for some of them. And the track team was also in action this past weekend, including quite a few standout performances. David Brown broke his individual record in the high jump and hit an all-time number 4 Division III mark at 2.19 meters at Widener to finish in 1st place. The distance medley relay of Blake Slavinsky, Matthew Nidbalski, Teddy Wilson, and Seth Clevenger clocked in at 9 minutes, 53 seconds, .19 for a new school record and the new number 1 D3 time this season. Bright John is moving into number 3 in the NJAC with a season best effort in the long jump at 7.10 meters. Seth Clevenger, once again, was 13th in the 5,000 meter invitational, clocking a new school record and a new Division III all-time record at 13:32:09. Lots of record setters and a couple of wins at Widener. Rowan track is, as always, a force to be reckoned with, now number 2 in the nation. And that will do it for Around the NJAC. Looking forward to seeing you all again next week. Up next, let's toss it to Tape Talk, where Mason Kinahan breaks down women's basketball's win this weekend.
Thanks, Owen. For the first time in 2026, welcome back to Tape Talk here on All Access with the Profs. I'm your host, Mason Kinahan. The Rowan women's basketball team has won 7 of their last 9 games, and a part of this success is due to freshman guard Christina Sakaris, who's gotten an increased role during this stretch. Rowan is a team that has struggled to shoot the 3-ball well this season. However, Sakaris is shooting over 55% from 3 in her last 4 games, giving Rowan life from beyond the arc. What's led to her breakout and how impactful can she be in the postseason? Well, let's dive into the tape and find out. All right, let's take a look at this first play here for Christina Sakaris. One of the things that stands out to me the most is her off-ball movement. She's more of a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter than a create something herself on the dribble, step back, make a move or something, and then shoot a three, which both ways work. One way is not worse than the other. But here on this play, you'll see this play design that, Kate Pearson and this coaching staff kind of cooked up, and it works to perfection. It gives Sakaris a wide-open three from the top of the key. Here, Mastriano is going to collapse this defense and force a lot of congestion in this high post area. You'll see 3 different Ramapo defenders are all in this area. Plus, you can even have a fourth over here who's watching the ball as well. So a lot of people in this area, and Mastriano is going to be able to set a screen on a lot of them. You'll see even Sakaris for a little bit gets caught up in this congestion. But here is what's really important. You'll see for a half second, number 14, who's kind of behind 25 here, is going to get caught watching Jess McLaughlin and watching the ball. And while she's doing that, she is not watching Christina Sakaris, who's going to kind of leak out. And with this Haley Selmer screen, is going to be able to get a wide open three-point attempt, which she's going to be able to drain easily. This season, Christina Sakaris is shooting over 42% from 3 and over 55% from 3 in her last 4 games. But it's just the threat of her shooting from downtown that is beginning to open up other parts of her game. You'll see here, she doesn't even have to pump fake her shot to pull the Ramapo defender to the outside, opening up a lane for the freshman, and a little hesitation move gives her an easy layup. It's the nuanced stuff like this that is getting people really excited about what the freshman can bring over the next few years. All right, one last play here. This one against Rutgers Newark from last Saturday. Rowan has really struggled as a team shooting the three-point ball this season, and it has costed them against zones like this one. It's 2-3 from the Red Raiders here. So 2 people up front, 3 people down low and kind of on the baseline for the Red Raiders. And it really collapses this paint and makes it really congested. So it's hard for Rowan to score from inside the paint, which forces them to take some shots from beyond the three-point line. So having a player like Sakaris and some great passing here as well from McLaughlin and Mastriano, you'll see in a second, helps open up the game plan for head coach Kate Pearson. Again, some great passing. Inside the Mastriano is going to help collapse this defense back outside into the corner to Sakaris, who's going to be able to drain the three easily. It's stuff like this which gets me really excited about this team in the postseason. That'll do it for this week's episode of Tape Talk here on All Access with the Profs. I've been your host, Mason Kenahan, and now let's send it over to Jacob Michaud.
Thanks, Mason. I'm Jacob Michaud, and welcome back to a second act of My Magic Minute. I'm back, and so is the 3-ball for Profs women's basketball. After going just 17 of 55 from beyond the arc in their previous 4 matchups combined, the Profs made it rain last Saturday for Valentine's Day, tying a season high with 12 made threes. The magic behind this 3-point prowess came from Emily Poulos and Megan Donaldson, who combined for 9 of the 12 makes. Let's take a look at how a couple of those trays went down. You got the first one here. It's the second half. I don't know why it says first quarter, but anyways, here we go. In transition, by the way, after giving up a bucket, watch the weak side right here. Beautiful pass to Emily Poulos, who just inbounded the ball just seconds prior. So fantastic job there with the awareness, and the Profs were doing that all game. They really took advantage of things in transition, and you saw a beautiful example of it right there. Let's take a look at another great clip here of some beautiful ball movement. Here we go. They're kind of just going to go around the horn here. Poulos finds herself at the top of the key, pass over the right wing. She'll fade out to the left corner. Donaldson, now you see here McLaughlin had the shot, but still gave it up to Poulos, who was even more open. Gotta love the selflessness, and Poulos was on fire. Again, made 5 threes on her own in that game and ended up with 17 points. And let me tell you something that's really special with these Profs. Although the Profs don't typically rely on the deep ball to get it done, it's important to note that they are a perfect 7-0 in games where they have made 5 or more three-pointers. And that, my friends, is the magic of the 3-ball. And with the NJAC tournament play just around the corner, now is the perfect time to get hot from deep. And now I just said about how magical the 3-ball is. Now let me show you a clip here of a truly magical three-pointer here. Let me just paint the picture for you here. 89.7ers versus the exciting Whites. Rowan University intramural basketball. It's as competitive as it gets in. Oh, okay, and he made the shot already. But anyway, so yeah, Greg Mazza with a beautiful crossover there. There are 4 seconds left to go in the game. Beautiful crossover from pretty much half court. Drilled it. I mean, look at the energy here from the 89.7ers. Just what a shot to win the game. And that just goes to show you how magical a three-pointer really can be. And it's definitely a spark plug that the 89.7ers need as they head into playoff action now. So now it is time to hand the wand over to Jake Kitchen with your weekly sports news. Jake, the stage is yours.
Hello everyone and welcome to Weekly Sports News. My name is Jake Kitchen and I'll be bringing you the best sports news from around the professional world all semester long. This past week was an action-packed one, so let's get right into it. On Wednesday, American speed skater Jordan Stolz made Olympic history by clocking a record-setting time of 1 minute and 6.28 seconds in the 1,000-meter race. He won gold by half a second. Just days later, he broke another record. This time it was in the 500-meter race with a time of 33.77 seconds. This made him the first American since Eric Heiden in 1980 to win 2 speed skating golds at a single Olympics. At just 21 years of age, Jordan Stolz's future is extremely bright. But staying in Milano Cortina, Australian freestyle skier Jakara Anthony won gold in the inaugural Dual Moguls event. After falling short in regular moguls on Wednesday, she bounced back strong on Saturday and defeated 2 Americans to claim her second career gold medal. Now let's take a look at the medal standings. Norway leads with 31 total medals, including 14 golds. Italy follows with 24, while the United States sits close behind with 21. But if Norway holds on, they could win their 3rd straight Winter Olympics title, which would be the first time a country won 3 consecutive Olympics since Germany did back from 1998 to 2006. We are in for a wild finish, so make sure you stay locked in. Now switching over to the NBA. All-Star Weekend brought nonstop excitement. It started with the celebrity game as Team Giannis beat Team Anthony 65-58. Actor Rome Flynn led the way with 17 points and won his 2nd straight Celebrity Game MVP. Next up were the Rising Stars games, showcasing the future of our league. Team Melo advanced after Dylan Harper hit a clutch shot over his own brother, Ron Harper Jr. Team Vince also moved on thanks to a big basket from 76ers fan favorite V.J. Edgecombe. In the championship, Edgecombe delivered again, knocking down 2 free throws to win it. He took home the MVP honors and celebrated with his favorite teammate and my personal favorite athlete of all time, Tyrese Maxey. Friday night was capped off with the HBCU Classic between North Carolina A&T and Hampton University. North Carolina A&T won 71-70 on a last-second free throw and a thrilling finish. On Saturday, the skills competitions took center stage in the three-point contest. Damian Lillard and Devin Booker, led the way. Lillard, scored 29 in the final round to win his 3rd three-point contest title. By the way, Lillard hasn't played 1 minute of basketball the entire season. He really is a special player. Next up, Team Knicks won the Shooting Stars Challenge, giving Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns their 2nd trophy of the season. The night closed with the dunk contest. Keyshawn Johnson and Carter Bryant faced off in the final after having a tremendous first round of high-flying dunks. In the final round, after a huge series of dunks, Johnson sealed the win with a windmill slam from just inside the free throw line. Now on a Sunday, and the main event, the NBA All-Star Games. This year featured a new 3-team format with Team World, Team USA, Stripes, and Team USA Stars. After round-robin play, the final matchup featured a true American matchup between Team Stars versus Team Stripes. Team Stars, led by Anthony Edwards, took control from the start. They dominated Team Stripes, led by Kawhi Leonard, and won 47-21. Edwards was named MVP and said after the game, quote, "It makes me want to go get a championship." Now we'll see if he can back that up in the second half of the season. Now for my last update of the night, which is my personal favorite. Nick Castellanos thought that we were back in the 1970s and brought beer to the Phillies dugout in a game this past season. Where is he now, you might ask? Well, San Diego. Make smart decisions, kids, or else you're going to end up in San Diego. Well, that's it for Weekly Sports News. Again, my name is Jake Kitchen, and I am very excited to see what updates I'll be giving you all across the whole semester. Now let's bring it back to Gerasimos and Leo to close out the show.
Excellent analysis there, Jake. A lot happened over the course of this past week. But one thing that I think he failed to mention that I feel the need to remind everybody about
Here it comes.
is that the Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl 9 days ago today, too. How could you miss the biggest news story in all of sports?
Leo,
and you glossed over everything else.
I get it. You're a big Seahawks guy, but for the neutral fan, that was quite the boring game. You know, I'm a bigger fan of the more exhilarating Super Bowls, like the one the Eagles won last year. How about that one?
That does not sound so neutral, Gerasimos. I would take 29-13 all day over 40-22.
That was such a boring game.
It was a boring game, too. You guys were up 31-0 before halftime.
Well, here's the good news. Baseball season around the corner.
True. That's very true.
Phillies.
That's very
coming back
true.
soon. So
we are
good.
both Phillies fans.
That's
one thing that we got to get straight. I got to clear the air on is that I'm a big Phillies fan.
Well, that will do it for the first All Access episode of Season 42. For my co-anchor, Leo West, and our entire hard-working crew, I am Gerasimos Gervasiliou, saying see you next time. And as always,
go Profs!
Go Profs!